You've seen all the fan decks out there, all of the decks that have been created and made, and all of the different characters that they come from. But the question has yet to be answered. Which deck is the greatest? And now, we answer that question with the Unmatched Battle of Unofficial Legends Tournament. We take 16 fan-created decks and pit them together to answer the question, who is the greatest? Let's take a look at these fan-created fighters. From the American Old West, we have the notorious outlaw Belle Starr. She became famous for her many holdups along with her husband Sam. Instead of maneuvering, Belle Starr can gain bullets, which can be used with card effects against her opponents. From Miguel de Cervantes' novel from the early 17th century, Don Quixote is a Spanish nobleman who fancied himself a knight-errant. He, along with his sidekick Sancho Panza, traveled around righting wrongs and doing justice wherever he saw that it was needed. Don Quixote can gain an extra attack at the end of his turn, making him able to charge across the map and make an attack over very long distances. From the Brothers Grimm, we have Gretel along with her sidekick brother Hansel. They're famous for their gingerbread house and leaving breadcrumbs to find their way. Hansel can leave breadcrumbs that Gretel can use to gain extra movement. Grendel's mother, one of the three antagonists from the epic poem Beowulf. Grendel's mother enacts vengeance on Beowulf after Beowulf slew Grendel. The mother gains vengeance over the course of the battle, being able to rebound with attacks when she is attacked by her opponents. We have Jojo the Kangaroo. Kangaroo boxing became quite a sport in the past, and the boxing kangaroo has become a mascot of Australian sports to this day. Jojo is paired with his other animal friend, Nikolai the wrestling bear. Jojo can add cards to his punch pile to give his attacks an extra punch. From Japanese legend, we have the Jorogumo, the Spider Woman, a giant spider who can disguise herself as a beautiful woman to lure men into her web to consume them. Jorogumo can control movement of other characters by placing her spider web strategically across the board. Midas was a king from Greek mythology who was famous for his golden touch, a gift that he was given after praying that anything that he could touch would be turned into gold. Midas can defeat other fighters by turning their cards into gold and using them against him. And just like in the story, his sidekick, his daughter Zoe, can also be turned into a gold statue. From the Old Testament, we have the biblical King Solomon. Solomon was known as being the wisest man in the world after asking God to give him wisdom instead of riches. King Solomon can use his wisdom to reveal some of his opponent's cards when he attacks. The famous pirate from Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island, Long John Silver, with his wooden peg leg and parrot Captain Flynn on his shoulder, Captain Silver set the mold for pirates in fiction. He can gain treasure as he goes about the map and use that treasure to get bonuses against you. From the 13th century, we have the famous Venetian merchant and traveler Marco Polo. He traveled across Asia, met the great Kublai Khan, and wrote of his many exciting tales. Marco Polo can leave explorer tokens across the board and use those to get back to Venice and win the game. From Japanese legend, we have Momotaro, the Peach Boy. He was a boy who went on a quest to defeat some Oni in a neighboring village. Along the way, he met a monkey, a dog, and a pheasant who became his sidekicks and helped him in his journey. Momotaro can switch out his three sidekicks during the game, and each one gives him a different special ability while they are in play. Mulan was a hero from Chinese folk legend from the 4th century. She took her aged father's place in the conscription for the army by disguising herself as a man. Mulan is aided by her sidekick Zhang Yang. When Mulan is adjacent to her sidekick, she can win ties in combat, and she can also use equipment cards to give herself extra effects in combat. Nostradamus, the 16th century French astrologer, physician, and seer, best known for his 942 poetic quatrains, which were allegedly predicting future events. If Nostradamus can predict the outcome of a battle, he can gain tokens which can be used against you. From German folklore, we have the Pied Piper of Hamelin. He was known for being able to lure rats with his pipe, something that the town of Hamelin hired him to do. But when they refused to give him payment, he used the same pipe to lure the children from the town. The Pied Piper can pass through opposing fighters and can use his sidekick Rat Pack to his advantage. From German folklore, we have the magical Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin is famous for spinning straw into gold and for always demanding his payment, even if it's your children. Rumpelstiltskin has straw tokens across the map, which he can use to draw cards and get bonuses on his attacks. Diego de la Vega, better known as Zorro, was a masked vigilante in Spanish California. Zorro was known for his hat, cape, mask, and sword, and for leaving his Z mark, the mark of Zorro, on his opponents. Zorro can switch places with opponents and leave his Z mark on you to make his future attacks stronger. We have 16 players from the Unmatched community piloting these characters. So, which fighter will prevail? Which fighter will win it all to become the greatest Unmatched fan deck?